Good morning, everyone. I'm Leslie Kanan of Village Health. Today, we're going to do a grounding meditation with a focus on the breath. So, to get started, you're just going to find a comfortable spot. You can lie down for today's meditation. That might feel really good for some of us. So, listen to your body. If you do lie down on your back, make sure you support your head with a pillow. And you can either have your knees bent with your feet flat on the floor, or you can have your legs straight out. And if you have your legs straight out, you might want to just put another pillow underneath your knees. It'll just help support your back. Otherwise, you can be seated on the floor like I am today, or you can be seated up in a chair with your feet flat on the floor. So find a position that feels good for you. So make any adjustments that you need. And even once we're into the breath work, feel free to move around. You don't have to be in a static position. I want you to really listen to your body. So if you feel like you just kind of need to make some adjustments while you're in the meditation, go ahead and do that. So go ahead and get yourself settled, get yourself comfortable in your chair or on the floor. And I'm going to invite you to close your eyes or take a soft gaze. And then you're just going to focus in on your breath. You're going to inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose or mouth. So we're just starting to tune into the breath, getting comfortable in our bodies. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose or the mouth. As you begin to focus in on the breath, take a moment and notice the sounds around you. Notice the sounds closest to you, and even search for those sounds further away. If you find your mind wander with thoughts or emotions, acknowledge those thoughts and emotions. And just like a passing cloud, let them roll on by and just come back into the breath. And just one more or two more breaths here, just noticing the sounds. Now go ahead and bring your attention to the temperature of your breath. As you inhale through the nose, notice the coolness of the air. And as you exhale through the nose or mouth, notice how the air is warmer. Just do that for a couple breaths here. Just noticing that temperature of the breath. And again, there's no judgment. If your mind starts to wander, if you start to have feelings or emotions bubble up, notice those feelings and thoughts, name them, acknowledge them. And like a passing cloud, they're just rolling on by, and just bring your focus back to where we are in our breath. Noticing the temperature, how the breath is cool on the inhalation, and how the air is warmer on the exhalation. Now go ahead and bring your attention to how your body feels as you breathe. Maybe you're noticing where the breath is going when you inhale and when you exhale. Maybe you're noticing your connection to where you're seated or lying down. Maybe you're noticing that you're holding tension in your fingers or your neck. But we're just kind of noticing, where is the breath going? How is our body feeling right now? And there's no judgment. We're just being curious. Just taking a little snapshot of how's your body in this moment. Because towards the end of our time together today, we're going to take another snapshot and see if our body feels different. So just kind of notice what's going on with your body. Now I invite you to bring your hands to your rib cage. If you're lying down, you can just place your hands on top of your bottom ribs. If you're seated, maybe wrapping your thumbs behind your ribs and your fingers in front. And we're just going to draw our attention to our rib cage, expanding and relaxing in sync with our inhale and our exhale. So as you inhale, you're going to feel that rib cage expand three-dimensionally. And as you exhale, feel that rib cage settle back down. And that's what we're going to focus on, is that rib cage breath. So inhaling through the nose, feeling that rib cage expand three-dimensionally. And as you exhale, feel the rib cage relax back down. Now, if I'm cueing a little too slow or fast for you, make sure to go at your own pace. I'm just guiding you, but you don't have to be in sync with me. Just be in sync with your own breath and your own body. So again, as you inhale, you're trying to feel that rib cage expand. And as you exhale, you're feeling that rib cage relax back down. And go ahead, take that soft gaze, close your eyes as you do this. And if you find your mind wandering again, remember to just acknowledge and name those thoughts and those emotions. Notice that your mind wandered. And then come back to the ribcage breathing. So you're still feeling that ribcage expand and soften in sync with your own breath cycle. And if your mind wanders, you're noticing that and coming back to the breath. And you might find that today your mind isn't wandering as much, or maybe it's wandering a lot. So, and there's no judgment, you're just noticing what's going on for you today. I invite you to move your hands down to your low belly. You can still have that rib cage expand and contract with your breath, if you can remember. Otherwise, we're going to move our focus, shift our focus to our pelvis and our low belly. And as you inhale, you're going to feel air fill up your pelvis and fill up your low belly and expand. And as you exhale, you're going to soften the muscles in the belly, soften the muscles around your lower organs. Everything's just kind of relaxing in the pelvis. So inhale, and you're breathing down, and you're filling up your pelvic bowl with air, filling up that belly with air. And as you exhale, everything's softening, and you're letting go. So for some of you, this might even be your glute muscles. So I want you to be in tune that sometimes you might be holding some tension in the glutes. So as you're doing this belly breathing, on the exhalation, when we're talking about softening the belly, think of softening the glute muscles as well, your seat muscles. And maybe even your hips. Maybe even where your hip sockets are and where your leg bones connect in. So I'm just offering different cues for the different bodies and how we're feeling different in our bodies each day. But the main thing is that we're breathing into the belly, and as we exhale, we're softening the belly. You might want to include softening the glutes, hips, and thighs. So whatever is resonating with you. Now keep your focus on your breath, but also I invite you to notice, how is your body feeling different than just a couple minutes ago? How does your breath feel different? How does your physical body feel different? And just take a snapshot of that, noticing how the breath work for the rib cage, the breath work in the belly and hips, how that's shifted you. Now, as you continue to breathe, notice the heaviness of your pelvis as you're seated or lying down. If you're seated in a chair and your feet are flat on the floor, notice your feet connected to the floor. So feeling the support of the floor and the chair underneath you and behind you. And as you breathe, just continue to notice how your body feels, supported by the chair or the floor. Come back to focusing on that inhalation and the exhalation. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose or mouth. Maybe your breaths are a little deeper. Maybe they're a little longer. Just noticing. I invite you to notice the sounds around you again. Notice the sounds closest to you. Notice the sounds even further away. Now we're slowly going to come back into our bodies and into this space. So I invite you to start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. You might want to roll out your shoulders or stretch your body long. Maybe stretching your arms and your legs out depending on how you're positioned, and stretching out your side body by taking some side stretches. Just noticing, where does your body want to go? What stretches does it need after this breathing, this breath work? And just doing what feels good, whether it's a stretch, whether it's circling shoulders, whether it's circling your wrists, whether it's flexing and pointing your toes. Maybe if you're lying down, you're stretching long and then hugging your knees into your chest or doing a twist stretch. Just kind of notice what your body needs to do, where it wants to go, and slowly bring yourself back up with your eyes open. And as you come to your position with your eyes open, I invite you once again to be aware of your breath. Be aware of the chair or the floor supporting you where you are from underneath. So feel that groundedness. Feel yourself sink in to that place. And also with your eyes open, notice the sounds near and far. And then just take another breath or two here with your eyes open, noticing yourself supported physically, noticing the sounds around you while taking those breaths. And I want to thank you for joining me today for this breath work. I hope it helped you get into your body and help you notice what's going on for you, And just remember, there's never any judgment, there's no right or wrong. We're just learning more about ourselves and trying to get back into the breath that helps elicit the relaxation response and helps our body kind of get back into a better place. So, thank you for joining me today. I'm Leslie Kanan with Village Health, and I will see you tomorrow morning for another grounding meditation.